Let's just talk about Lane Kiffin's decision and what he asked in his statement, that he was denied the opportunity to coach the Ole Miss team through the course of the playoffs. And he was denied by the AD. And I would say, why would you even ask that question? Why would an AD let a coach who made a decision that he wanted to go to LSU and not stay at Ole Miss coach my players and use my coaches and tell them for the next month why they should be joining him at LSU? Totally understand. I would just say thank you, Lane, and goodbye. And that being said, if indeed he decides to take other coaches with him, I would just say any player that goes to play for Lane Kiffin, just understand one thing. It's not about the program. It's about Lane Kiffin. Because he don't care about the players that he just went through a season with, a special season, players he's had for 4 years, with an opportunity to go to the playoffs. He's decided to take them and not only leave them, which I get, okay, you want to do that, but now you're going to take offensive coaches with you and destroy the program.
And deplete the program.
Deplete the program and the dreams of these young men who you said that you want to be there and you want to do it with. But if I can't do it, I'm not going to let you do it yourself. Those players at Ole Miss, they're the losers in this thing. Because this guy just left them, abandoned them. I understand that he went, and I don't have any problem with that. But you know what? If you go, then go. And, wish them nothing but the best. Don't disrupt that program. Don't take any of those coaches. Let them stay there and let them finish the job that you left because you didn't want to finish it, because you decided you want to go somewhere else. That's fine. But don't take everybody else with you and try to destroy that program.
Bill Cowher went nuclear on new LSU football coach Lane Kiffin.
And so the reports are that Lane goes to the Ole Miss people and says, hey, if I don't get to stay and coach this team into the playoff, then I'm going to take all of the assistants and all of the players. Well, what was your other plan, Lane? What are you telling me? That otherwise you weren't going to try to do these things? He wanted to go to LSU, and he also wanted to coach this team in the playoff and tried to basically extort the ability to stay and coach this team because he said that if he left, he would just take all the players. But the report is that Lane Kiffin told the offensive coaches that either you come with me on this plane to Baton Rouge or there ain't no job for you. They were furious with him. And it's all because he tried to burn the place down on the way out. And that was so wildly unnecessary, right? Everybody understands you can't do this job anymore.
As did show favorite Bomani Jones.
Including 11-1 this year. That was the scene as he was leaving yesterday, leaving Oxford, Mississippi on a large private jet. You saw the fans yelling and booing and cursing and all sorts of things. He was obviously greeted very differently when he got to Baton Rouge. So that was his day yesterday.
But this is a divorce. And the analogy I'd make is this. If you're leaving me for one of our neighbors who I hate, but you tell me you want to stay through Christmas for the kids, I'm telling you to take your on down the road and we'll figure out Christmas with who's here. I appreciate it's a mature way to view it. Maybe I'm being immature, but damn it, I am, and I hold grudges, and there's no way in God's green earth I'd let him coach my team.
There is no doubt. Everyone has an opinion on this guy.
He's got 5 of the messiest exits in the history of football. The Raiders, Tennessee, the Tarmac, a.k.a. USC, Saban telling him to leave before the national championship game at Alabama when he was just an offensive coordinator, and now Ole Miss. The credibility issue thing is real. Why would you commit to him if he's not going to be committed to you? And is that a fair line? Probably with this move. And yet, listen, if he wants to do this, more power to him. If this is the decision he wants to make for he and his family, more power to him. Doesn't mean there's not consequences, and it doesn't make it any less selfish, because it is. He's the play caller, and he's leaving those players in the wind. And the hard part here is that, they're going to try to paint Ole Miss as the bad guy by saying that, well, I wanted to coach the playoff, but Ole Miss wouldn't let me coach the playoff. Well, of course, Ole Miss is not going to let you coach the playoff. That's ridiculous. You can't be coaching Ole Miss while no one is looking out for the program of Ole Miss. You might be trying to win games right in front of you, but no one's looking out for the program as they're trying to build for the future.
Because look, all the critics today are right. Now, there have been some gripes with this, so let's just address it.
The schedule puts Lane Kiffin in a bind in this. The schedule makes Lane Kiffin have to choose. But the bottom line was he had to choose. And rather than choose, he kicked the can as far down as he possibly could. And then he made it. He handled a bad situation terribly.
The underlying issue in this video and at the end of the day in college football is the subject himself, Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin left a team that has a 99% chance of making the college football playoff for a team that has a 0% chance of making the college football playoff. A team that is on the rise. He leaves for a team and a program that is in complete turmoil. Now, the biggest talking point.
This team is a team you don't want to play in a CFP right now. So I think if you're in charge at Ole Miss and if Lane decides to go elsewhere, I think you need to set your emotions to the side. You need to look at 2025 and this team with their coach and giving them a chance to finish this run, whoever that might be. That's the tricky part here. I think there's no doubt if you talk to the players, some of them have come out publicly and said, we want our coach to coach us to the end. So I think Ole Miss administration is put in a very tough spot because if he were going to stay at Ole Miss, I think Ole Miss has to accept that and look at this as a magical year. You've never done what you're doing right now. Let Lane Kiffin, if he leaves, and these players finish the run this year.
Which is patently absurd.
I'm seeing folks talking like he should be able to coach. I completely disagree with that. No. If I'm Ole Miss, no. You're going there? Get the f*** out. Go. What are you talking about? Let him coach. He's leaving. I'm going to let him spend 3 more weeks or a month with these people that he could take with him? Get out. What are we talking about? Would you say let him coach?
He wants everything. It's not happening.
That's my point. You pick a lane.
So,
lane?
but
Yeah, pick a lane. Yeah, we'll be right back.
the players obviously want him to coach.
Of course.
But I have issue with all these people saying Dan Lanning coached, Elko figured it out. Elko's team was done. The calendar isn't the same. There was no 12-team playoff. This is a new age. The calendar is horrific. You can't do it.
The biggest issue would be that you're spending time with guys that you could be recruiting actively to come with you. You can't allow that to happen.
Don't gloss over it. All right, Scott Van Pelt is 1,000% right. This didn't have to get so messy. It didn't need to be this ugly, wrote Nicole Auerbach for NBC Sports. I genuinely think Ole Miss fans would have understood Kiffin leaving for LSU if he did it differently. Not in the middle of the greatest season in program history, with a very good football team that isn't fluky, a team that fans who always expect the sky to fall can actually trust. Kiffin overshadowed and tainted all of that. His decision to leave these players and this particular team doubles as an insult too. Abandoning them now implies he didn't really think they could win a national title. In his resignation statement, he said, "I was hoping to complete a historic 6-season run. My request to do so was denied by Rebels AD Keith Carter, despite the team also asking him to allow me to keep coaching them so they could better maintain their high level of performance." Writes Dan Wetzel, lately 50-year-old Kiffin has done all he can to paint himself as a more mature version of a once immature person. In the end, though, he is who he is. That includes traits that make him a very talented football coach. He is unique. Blame was thrown on the calendar, even though it was coaches such as Kiffin who created it, he continues. And leaving a championship contender is an individual choice that no one else is making. Lastly, from Wetzel. To Kiffin, the idea of winning is seemingly all that matters. Not necessarily winning, but the idea of winning. Potential playoff teams count for more than current ones. Tomorrow means more than today. Next is better than now. Maybe that mindset is what got him here. Got him all these incredible opportunities, including his new one at LSU, where he must believe he is going to win national title after national title. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.